Good afternoon. I'm meteorologist David Keller. We're watching some strong thunderstorms here across northern Iowa. So just want to give you an update on what's going on. A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for a number of counties. This includes Calhoun, Hancock, Pocahontas, Wright, Sac, Humboldt, Palo Alto, Hamilton, Webster, Kossuth, and Winnebago counties. This goes until 1:30 p.m. This is a severe thunderstorm warning for the potential of some damaging winds up to around 60 miles per hour. So this storm is moving to the east at about 50 miles per hour. So this is probably going to be about 15-20 minutes to Algona and another 15-20 minutes to the Humboldt area. And this could affect Fort Dodge as well, continuing over toward Forest City and Clarion. This again, a severe thunderstorm warning until 1:30 p.m. The risk here, some damaging winds up to about 60 miles an hour. So I want to come in a little bit closer, show you where the storms are right now. We do have one thunderstorm that has popped up between Algona and Humboldt. This storm is not currently part of the line that we are concerned with, but certainly plenty of lightning and thunder, perhaps even some small hail here just southeast of Algona in southern Kossuth County. But as you head to the west, this is the storm that we're concerned with here around West Bend as it continues to move to the east, and this stretches back to the southwest of Pocahontas as well, back to around Pomeroy, just to the east of Fonda. This continues to move to the east about 55 miles per hour. So I want to show you the camera right now in Algona. You can kind of see this lowering here on the camera. That is the leading edge of potentially some of those gusty winds. So it's a shelf cloud here on the leading edge of those thunderstorms as this line is pushing off to the east. So again, we do have a severe thunderstorm warning covering a good portion of northern Iowa right now. This severe thunderstorm warning goes until 1:30 p.m. And again, this covers portions of Calhoun, Hancock, Pocahontas, Wright, Sac, Humboldt, Palo Alto, Hamilton, Webster, Kossuth, and Winnebago counties until 1:30 because of this line of storms here as it continues to move to the east. Again, about 55 miles an hour. So this line is moving off to the east pretty quickly. So it is going to be moving off into Kossuth and Humboldt counties here shortly, northern Webster County as well. Want to show you the wind speeds here. You can see some of those stronger winds here south of Emmitsburg toward Pocahontas. The radar's not in an optimal position to really see the strongest of these winds. Again, so the radar's estimating 30-40 mile an hour winds, but we have had some indications that this line of storms, as it continues to roll eastward, could produce winds up to about 60 miles an hour. So I want to put a storm track on all of this as it continues to move to the east. Again, moving about 55 miles an hour, so it's a pretty quick mover here. This will be bringing it into West Bend by about, well, I'm going to have to do that again. Sorry about that. But redraw that track as it moves to the east about 55 miles an hour. So it brings it into West Bend. It's kind of underneath that banner there. By about 1 o'clock, Manson by about 1:08, Algona by 1:15. So you get about 15 minutes in Algona before this storm is in your neck of the woods. Fort Dodge by about 1:30, Eagle Grove 1:35 or so, Clarion by about 1:45. Again, the main risk with this line of storms as it continues to move eastward, wind gusts to around 60 miles per hour. We're not really seeing anything higher than that. We have had some reports of some hail up to about an inch and a half in diameter. Right now, the strongest part of the storm that could potentially produce some hail looks to be here just southwest of Pocahontas. So really the strongest risk is going to be those winds to around 60 miles an hour. Again, moving to the east, 50 to 55 miles an hour. We'll continue to watch this here as it continues to roll eastward. Main risks will be some damaging winds here across northern Iowa. Here's another look at our camera here in Algona as that storm continues to push eastward. So this line of storms is capable of producing some of those damaging winds to around 60 miles an hour. We have plenty of heat, plenty of humidity in place as these storms roll eastward. So another look at that severe thunderstorm warning here until 1:30. Wind gusts to 60 miles an hour, the main risk with this line of storms. We will continue to watch this and bring you further updates as this line continues to roll across northern Iowa. If we get any additional warnings or any reports of any damage, of course, we will bring that to you. Otherwise, we're going to send you back to your regular programming. Please stay safe out there this afternoon.